to a little village called Carbrooke. We're doing, what's that programme called? Who Do You Think You Are?
Yeah.
And do a little bit of ancestry research, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm tracing back to my third...
In 1 mile, turn right.
Thank you. Back to my great-grandfather, third removed or something like that.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah, so he lived between 1750 and 1836.
So
and he's buried
don't go
in
back
the...
very far.
No, I found I can't go back in any of my trees further than about 1750.
Right.
So
Okay.
he is a grandfather quite a way back.
Okay.
But he had something like 19 children.
Yeah.
And some of them emigrated to America.
Yeah.
Some went to Australia. One as a convict, he was transported there. And the others went to London, and some stayed here in the village. So I found a entry for 1841 for one of the ones that stayed in the village. So I assume they all lived in that sort of road.
Yeah.
And my direct ancestor moved to London.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it then?
Well,
So what we're hoping to see then?
I'm hoping to visit the church there,
Yards, turn right.
because that's where a lot of people who are also descendants of this James Sayer have been, and they found the gravestone of him and his
Now
wife,
turn right.
who obviously is my great grandmother.
Okay. So we're looking for some gravestones then?
We're looking for the church. I think it's
Church.
called St Peter and St Paul.
Okay.
And I found a lot of entries in the Norwich Parish registers for his birth, his marriage and his burial in the churchyard.
Okay.
Okay?
Alright.
So we'll see what we can find.
Alright then.
Please follow the road for 6 miles. Now turn right.
The street.
It's called the street. Mrs. Satnag often calls the road, she doesn't know what it is, the road, doesn't she?
Or the alley. That
The
was
alley, yeah. This is actually the street.
In 1 mile, turn left onto Caudle Springs.
What's that?
Caudle Springs.
Caudle Springs, okay.
Ah. I think that's the church over there.
Yeah. Can't see it now, the hedges.
No. I thought I was going to say that.
Yeah.
I could see it.
In 300 yards, at the T-junction, turn left onto Caudle Springs.
Different.
Well, friendly anyway.
Yeah.
Natives seem reasonably friendly.
Now turn left.
Carbrooke. A Wayland village. Doves there.
Some of these cottages are very old.
Yeah. One for sale here.
One for sale and one sold.
Mm. Very nice.
Quite nice, yeah.
There's a school here. There's the church. Okay.
So we can park outside the church.
Yeah.
don't know. I hope you're going to stop eventually.
So here we are, St Peter and St Paul in Carbrooke. Right, pups.
I've got no idea where it is.
How on earth are you going to...
Picture of it, so
Have you? So what sort of grave is it?
what I'm looking at.
Could be here for hours looking for it.
No, I found it.
Okay.
Looks like that.
Oh, that's helpful. It's not that one there then.
No, because you can read what it says on it. It says James Sayer.
Okay. So let's just check that it's not this one, because that is it looks like that one there. I can't really read what that says.
No, I don't think it's that.
But it's one of the ones with the round top.
And it's only got, in this picture, it's only got a bit of that stuff on the top.
Bit of the stuff on the top.
Yeah.
So the right. Can't see what that one says over there. Yeah, it's got in memory of at the top as well.
Yeah.
In fact.
A lot of them have got that.
Really think we're going to struggle to find this. A lot of the graves are worn.
Yeah.
The grass is quite long.
Yeah.
And those are newer ones, aren't they? There is a one at the back there.
Anyway, it's somewhere in here.
Let's have a look up here. There's trees in the background then. Otherwise, you're probably better over here then if that's the case. Seemed like a really good idea at the time. I don't particularly want Poppy going through all this long grass. Greaves. No idea what that says. Charles Copping. Up. Ow. No, I can't read that.
No, I think it'd been easier if the grass had been a bit shorter, wouldn't it?
It's ridiculous, isn't it? No one's looking after it.
No. And this picture.
Yeah. Nice little memorial there. Still can't find the grave. Well, finally found the grave of James Sayer, Elizabeth, wife of James Sayer, who died June 24th, 1838, aged 79 years. Can't see what James Sayer says. Who died April, looks like April 1st, 1804. What's that? Is that 18? Oh, blimey. Could be 1806 or it could be 1836. Aged 80 years. I don't know where Jenny's gone. She's trying to find a way through the undergrowth. I wonder if there's any other Sayers around here then. Well, it's a very nice church. It's just a real shame about the graveyard. It's quite a tricky navigation through here. Oh. We end up in a hole myself. church looks to be boarded up. Yeah. Sorry? Oh, there's another door. Okay. Alright, Pops, I made it through. Oh.
Well, thanks for doing that. A real pleasant appearance there. You could tell
Yeah.
it is it now if you look over.
Yeah, I know, because it was by the trees and all we could see was the trees.
Yeah.
We could pay someone to do the grass. Yeah, it's a magnificent tower. Must be Norman, mustn't it, with all the flint and everything. Right.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find some stuff there.
Got some well tended graves here. Okay. Yeah, well, it's closed, so I can't get in and have a look inside.
So Carbrooke Church, which is St Peter and St Paul's, is of the Anglican tradition. It was founded by Maud, Countess of Clare, in 1193 and gifted to the Knights Hospitalitors.
Hospitals?
Is it?
I think so.
It became the parish church in 1540. It's centred in the centre of the village with its 99-foot tower. The church is a focal point in Carbrooke.
Yeah.
Right, so my ancestor is James Sayer, and he was born in 1751 in this village of Carbrooke.
Yeah.
He died on the 1st of April 1836 in Carbrooke.
I couldn't make out if it was a 3 there, so it is 1836, yeah.
That's right. And he was actually buried on the 7th of April 1836.
Right.
He was a farmer.
Yeah.
And there's an entry in the Kelly's directory for Cambridgeshire, Norfolk and Suffolk.
Yeah.
So he was married to Elizabeth on the 11th of October 1780 at this church here.
Right.
She was born in 1754, also in Carbrooke. She died in 1833 and she was buried on the 24th of June 1833.
Yeah.
So she actually died 3 years before him.
Yeah, so they're both buried together. Well, it's got the same headstone there, haven't they? So.
That's right,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think they had quite a few children,
Yeah.
I remember from my research. Like I said earlier, some went to America, some went to Australia. My immediate ancestor went to London and
Yeah.
became a cabinet maker,
Yeah.
which carried on through 7 generations,
Right.
down to my dad's dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
He was my direct ancestor was Charles Sayer.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so he's my 3rd great grandfather, James Sayer.
Yeah.
Okay, now I found his father.
So 3rd, that would mean great grandfather.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I found a bit about his parents, but they
Yeah.
were called John Sayer, and then it went John Sayer, John Sayer, John Sayer,
Yeah.
forevermore back
Yeah.
in the past. So
Like
I
John.
got a little bit lost.
What should we call this son?
So
Well, I think we'll call him John.
they had various. James and Elizabeth had
Yeah.
various children, starting in 1780.
Yeah.
And got one called James, would you believe?
Yeah.
William, Susanna, Elizabeth, Martha, Thomas Taylor. I don't know quite why he was Thomas Taylor.
Adopted,
Robert
possibly.
Sayer,
Yeah.
Edward Sayer, John Sayer again, Benjamin Sayer, and in 1798 Charles Sayer, who is my direct descendant.
Yeah.
And Joseph Sayer was the last one they had.
Okay. So Charles Sayer was.
My immediate
Yeah.
descendant, yeah.
Yeah.
Ancestor. I always get that wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was born in 1798.
Yeah.
And he married here as well. He married a Sophia Parker,
Yeah.
but she died. So he married an Elizabeth Parker,
Yeah.
which I think was her sister.
Yeah.
And then they moved to London, and they had various children.
Was that where's that in London? At Bethnal Green? isn't it?
Shoreditch.
Shoreditch.
And Hackney, they tended to
Okay.
move to.
Yeah.
And my great grandfather is called John Parker Sayer,
Okay.
and several of their children, they had Parker as their middle name.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So he was born 1852 and he died in 1930.
Right.
So he's the father of my grandfather, Henry, who is the father of my
I
dad.
think we'll have to put some infographics up here,
Yeah,
won't we?
yeah. So he died in London, my ancestor Charles, in 1857 in Shoreditch.
Okay.
And he was buried actually in Hackney on the 1st of March 1857.
Okay.
Impressed?
Right. Oh, very impressed. And that you've done all that through Ancestry.
I've done through Ancestry,
Ancestry.co.uk. Yeah.
And they'd got the Norfolk burials and parish registers on there.
Okay.
So that helped me when I needed to go back further, because Ancestry tends to go back with the census to about 1840,
Yeah.
first census of 1841.
Yeah.
So I found one of the children still living in this area,
Yeah.
in Fen Lane.
So shall we have a look so we can find
Yeah.
Fen Lane then? Yeah, I wonder, Bobby.
Yeah, so they're working on a farm,
Yeah.
and they're living at number 25.
Yeah. You think that's Fen Road?
Yeah, it was in 1841, it was Fen Road. Normally when you get back to number 1 it tells you,
The name of the road.
yeah, number 1. And it doesn't tell you the name of the road.
Oh, good.
It says Carbrooke.
Yeah.
Normally it says, you know, when you get to there, number 1, it says
Yeah.
the place or
So where
whatever.
did you get Fen Road from then?
From the 1841
Census.
census, yeah,
Oh, right,
where
okay.
it did say at the top Fen
Yeah.
Road.
Okay.
So I reckon if these were all farmers,
Yeah.
then there's going to be probability that Fen Farm is where they
Where they were working, yeah.
were working and living.
Yeah.
So we'll have a drive up there. And
Yeah, we bumped into the postman whilst we were walking up there, and we asked him, is there a Fen Road? Well, he actually said, is there a Fen Lane? He didn't know if there's a Fen Lane. Well, assuming he didn't know it was a Fen Road, but he did say there's a Fen Farm. So
and as these were all farmers
yeah.
in the early stages. This is the brother of Charles, so
Okay.
my direct ancestor has gone to London
Yeah.
by 1841.
Okay. Yeah, so these would have been the fields they worked. Yeah. I think Jenny's joining us. A few sheep and goats over there. Pops, you had yours. Right, we've had our lunch stop.
Yep.
So we're going to go back now and see if we can see where another of your ancestors lived.
Yeah, well, he's not a direct ancestor, but he's
No.
one of the few ones that seems to have stayed in Carbrooke.
Yeah.
I found him in the 1881 census.
Census.
And he's called James Sayer, would you believe, with a wife called Elizabeth Sayer.
Yeah.
And
So it was the same as her name.
same as the name. This is where it gets
Really
confusing a lot of the time.
Yeah.
He was a shoemaker.
Yeah.
Okay. They're born in Carbrooke.
Yeah.
His wife looks like she was born in Great Bressington, which I think we
Bressington.
passed.
Yeah, Bressingham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they both lived at 40 Church Street.
Okay.
I imagine it's
My
near the church.
guess would be this is Shiptham Road, isn't it? Shiptham Road.
Yeah. It's a nice village. sale here. Oh, that's nice. Room for the van out the front.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's Meadow Lane. So here's the church again.
Road coming up on the right. Church Street.
Oh,
Numbers
that's
5 to 8. It's not there because
Not
it's
there,
number
okay.
40.
Okay. Is this Church Street here?
No, it's
No?
a Broadmoor Road.
Okay.
Oh.
So it doesn't go very far now, Church Street. So it went further.
Because it was in there.
Yeah, could have been. Summer Lane,
And Drury Lane.
Drury Lane.
Yeah, maybe we missed it the other way.
Good job we brought a car, hadn't it?
Yeah. What's this say?
What does
Church Street here.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, isn't it? It says
Numbers
5 to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, get out and have a little wander. Right, that's the Huxton horse plough. That was made by prisoners at the Wayland and Carbrooke estates. Time capsule being placed there for the pupils of the village school. Okay. The plaque was placed 30th September 2012. Right. So it's quite a big map here then.
Yeah.
Parish of Carbrooke. Earliest parts of the church from the 12th century.
That's right, that's what we found out, wasn't it? There's the farms up the top there.
Fen Farm up there.
Yeah, Carbrooke Fen.
Yeah.
The Fen it's called, the lane there.
The Fen, okay.
Yeah, so I think that's where
Might
they were.
have changed its name.
Yeah.
Obviously got the village hall, which we're just in the grounds of at the moment. The old vicarage. It's Church Street's there. That's his Church Street, by the church.
By the church?
Obviously. So number 40 would be obviously along there somewhere.
Unless it's been knocked down and replaced by the school.
Well, let's have a look. Yeah, well that's a shame. We can't really sort of figure out where 40 is.
No.
There's a Church Street just there on the right, and this is apparently is Church Street, but most of the houses here now are something cottage.
Yeah.
So probably the original houses have probably gone now, haven't they, and been replaced with these cottages.
Or it was one of the ones along there.
What was along there?
Where it be?
Right, okay, as best we can tell, we think 40 Church Street was around here, actually, opposite where we're sitting.
Yeah.
Where the village hall is now. Yeah. Because the Church Street down there only has the lower numbers, and it seemed that 39 seemed to start round the corner for some reason. So I think it's where this village hall was. There's probably a whole load of cottages here.
Yeah.
Would have been farmers' cottages, I expect.
That's right, and he'd been making his shoes.
Yeah.
Their next door neighbours were blacksmiths.
Yeah. So it looks a bit of a sort of an industrial area even now, doesn't it? Because there's an old garage there.
Yeah.
Yeah.